Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day. Now for today's video, I'm going to be telling you about what I consider to be the Titanic of the Soviet Union. Yeah, that Soviet Union. So without further ado, this is the story of the sinking of the SS Admiral Nakhimov.
Now, the ship you see here is the SS Admiral Nakhimov, and now what you might not know is that her story actually begins in September of 1925 when she was put into service as a German liner under the name of the SS Berlin. She was a small vessel that sailed from Southampton to New York. She was a very well-liked ship. She wasn't famous, but pretty well-liked. And an interesting point in her history was when she was sailing to New York and she rescued the passengers of the SS Vestris, which sank off the coast of Virginia.
Now, it was not long after the SS Berlin had entered service that World War II broke out, and like what many other countries did, Germany drafted a few ocean liners to serve as hospital ships. And it was during this time in the SS Berlin's life that you could say that she sank for the very first time.
So the SS Berlin had entered service as a hospital ship for Germany, and it was during this time in 1945 that she struck a mine off the coast of Swedenmunda. Yes, I do not speak German, which is a city in the Baltic Sea, and was put in tow and taken to Kiel. En route, she struck another mine and was beached and had all her usable equipment salvaged, and everything was removed from the ship, and she was later abandoned.
Now, 4 years later, the SS Berlin was salvaged by the Soviets, refitted, and renamed to the SS Admiral Nakhimov, as we more commonly know her today. And she was first used to transport soldiers to Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis. And what's really funny is that when she wasn't nearly starting World War III, she was offering cruises in the Black Sea. Oh, so really, she is about to start World War III, and then she is offering cruises. Pretty weird side gig, but unfortunately, during this time, she would unfortunately have to meet her end.
Now, the Admiral Nakhimov's final voyage begins in August of 1986. She was leaving port in Novorossiysk, I also do not speak Russian, under the command of Captain Vadim Markov, and it was during this voyage at 10 p.m. when the captain saw that a bulk carrier named the Pytorvasev was on a direct collision course with the Nakhimov, and shockingly, the captain did nothing. He believed that the captain of the Pytorvasev would make his ship turn away, but this was not the case, as the two ships kept sailing directly for each other. Realizing that they would collide, the captain ordered the hard to port, and the captain of the Pytorvasev put her engines in reverse. This did not matter, though, as the Vasev collided with the Nakhimov on her starboard bow.
Now, around the time of the collision, most people would have either been in bed or just not going to bed. But there were still a few people who were on deck, dancing and listening to music, having a good time. But that was immediately ruined when the Pytorvasev ended up colliding with the Nakhimov, which they were all there for, and I cannot imagine how horrifying that would have been. And back on the bridge, the captain of the Nakhimov ended up ordering that the ship continue forward, which ended up causing the Pytorvasev to rip a 900 square foot hole in the side of the ship, which immediately caused all the lights to go out on the Nakhimov, and she took an immediate list to the starboard side, which caused all lifeboats to be unable to be launched on the port side. But this didn't matter because there was no time to launch lifeboats anyway. So the passengers who were still on deck did the only thing they could do, which was jump into the water and grab onto anything they could grab. Life jackets, debris, anything. Also, it's important to note that after the collision, the Nakhimov ended up spilling a lot of the oil fuel that she had on board into the water, which would have made it very difficult to swim for the people who ended up in the water. And just 10 minutes later, the Nakhimov slipped beneath the waves, taking 423 lives with her.
Now, after the Admiral Nakhimov had slipped beneath the waves, the Pytorvasev was actually in no immediate danger of sinking and helped in rescuing passengers from the water, similar to how the SS Stockholm did for the Andrea Doria, but that's a video for another day. And after this happened, about 64 ships and 20 helicopters helped to rescue passengers from the water throughout the next couple of hours. They managed to rescue over 800 people from the water, and it was believed that there might be some people who were still alive trapped in air pockets inside the wreck. So they sent down several divers to try to find people, but this quickly ended after tragically 2 divers lost their lives from drowning.
The sinking of the SS Admiral Nakhimov was terrible, so I really hope that this video was able to teach you more about it. And anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.